Alright, Cami, now we're going to take a look at your breaststroke underwater view. So as you're coming forward, the one thing that I kind of noticed watching the video before I got started is just I think that you're pressing the head a little too far down. So you have your hips here and your streamline with your hands here and your head's down here. So you're kind of looking almost down and back underneath you, underneath your hips. So I think it kind of is a little bit of over throwing that head down and is getting you a little bit off your streamline. So if I'm going to draw your arms, I'm going to let it come forward a little bit to take another stab at drawing your body position. But as we're looking at you go here in the streamline, your hands here to your elbow here, excuse me, and then shoulders here. So it's kind of a V pattern that you're creating. And then I think it also gets that way with your hips. Your back is kind of U, so your streamline is kind of out of line in a couple places, but I think a lot of it has to do with your head. Your back is reacting to your head position. So we want to look down, but we want to look forward. So your eyes are going to be a little bit more down and forward, and you just see you're kind of dropping the forehead a little bit too much, and you're looking almost backwards as you're doing that. So I would like to see you kind of hold that head in alignment. I think it would get your arms straighter out in front. You're kind of creating a couple drag points by having your body in this position. And as we come forward, you know, you can see as you're pressing, the hips stay high. We want the hips high, but we want to be in that alignment for that streamline. As you're coming out, and I've noticed this a couple times, your hands, I would rather see them turned a little bit more, and they do that sometimes where you're turned so your palm is directly towards the side wall, and right now you can see it's a little bit towards the bottom. So as you start that catch, it's a little more effective and powerful if the hands turned all the way. So it's just a slight turn in the hands, but you do that sometimes. Sometimes it's a little more turn and sometimes not as much. So just looking for a little more consistency in terms of that. I think that'll give you a little more power in your catch up front. And again, you get your hands up nice and high, getting that streamline. You just see right there, that head position is just dropping a little bit too dramatically, too quickly. So instead of me seeing your arms and just barely seeing your cap, I can start to see the CSP. You can just see how your chin is tucked really close right here to your chest. So you're tucked all the way into the chest, and then the eyes again are looking back behind you. And I would want your head more in alignment, so I barely see your head. And then your chin is in a neutral position, so it's not against your chest, it's out. Like if you were just generally walking around, your chin's here, okay, and then your face is there, and then you're looking a little bit more in front, okay, and I think that would give you a more streamlined arm through the head, through the hips line, and you can just see how the hands are up above that a little bit, raising, just creating a little bit of drag. I also think it distorts your forward momentum when your eyes are down and your head's down like that. So, and then pressed out a little bit more there. This is a good position. Again, I like a lot of the things that you do in your breaststroke, Cami. You're catching really good water here. This is, you could get a little more vertical with the forearm, but this is pretty good. Catching a lot of water with your hands as you're coming through this part of the pull on both sides, so that's very nice. And then pressing those elbows in tight to your core, to your rib cage. I like that, and that gets you in a good line to get in that streamline. Elbows to get up just a little bit more, and then kick wise, doing a fairly good job with the kick. hiding the legs. You do a very good job of keeping those legs straight through this portion of the kick. So this is very good, hiding the kick itself until after you've delivered your pull, so keeping that streamlined. Then turning the feet, pulling the feet up, really hidden. Knees get down a little bit. The one thing I think you can work on, ankle flexibility. As you can see here, you're in this position. If you can get the leg up just a little higher towards your hips, your foot can turn out a little bit wider. You can see here it's turned but not turned so that the toes are in alignment with the heels. That's going to get more of the inside of your foot ready and prepared to deliver the kick. And you get there at that point, finish the feet together, toes come together. That's very good. That's the position you want to be in. Again, I just think your head is creating a little bit of a distorted streamline with the hands, and if you just get the head a little bit more in alignment, this will be from hands through the shoulders a very straight line, which will definitely be quicker and probably cut down a stroke as well. And then we're going to watch you come into the turn. I like your turn a lot. You do a good job of keeping the head down, pulling the knees underneath the body, creating that back somersault. Hands are getting together tight, and you're in a good position to push off the wall. Feet are exactly like you want them. So we want the feet here and slightly pitched up. And yours are in that perfect position to push off the wall and get in that streamline. So right there, very nice position. Like the angle, the feet a little higher though. I think that can get you in a deeper angle. If the feet were just a little higher, these hands would be down on this line a little bit more, and that would help you get a little deeper on your push off, which I find to be very helpful in your speed. Otherwise, you're kind of fighting against the current behind the swimmers as they're coming to the wall. And here, streamlines fairly tight. I'd like to see those hands a little bit tighter together, but good position. This is the position your head should be in on the breaststroke. And you can see the difference in your streamline here. On the breaststroke strokes that we were drawing just a minute ago, your streamline, at least from your hands through your hips, this is what it is here, but your hands were more up here, down through the elbow, and then down through here. So, and to me, that's all just, you're looking in the right place here. You're looking slightly ahead, and the chin is out here rather than tucked back against your chest. And I just think you're trying to be explosive in your stroke, but you're kind of just overdoing that head press into that streamline. Nice dolphin kick. I love that. Dolphin kicking ahead of the pull down, I think is the only way to go right now. Down to the hips, very tight with your streamline going ahead into your kick out. Kept the head down the whole way, and that looks really nice. And again, you can just kind of see how your angle's a little steep, and that's all with the head. And we'll talk about it on your other views as well.